Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. Okay, this is Wednesday and I am going to go over this notes today and assign it to you, and then it's going to be due on Friday. That's going to give us a little extra time. I can tell that you guys are stressed out and have a lot going on, so what I'm going to do is just give you a little bit more time to do these so that you have more time to ask questions. So we're still going to be doing the same thing, but just giving you a little bit of extra time. So I hope that helps. Okay, so here we go. Today we are talking about sectors. So I'm going to put today's date. Today is March 18th, and this will be due March 20th. That's Friday. Okay. So now, y'all know that you can reach out to me on Remind and ask questions. I don't know about doing a Zoom. I might do a Zoom meeting. If you've done these with your other teacher and liked them and have had some success, you can share that with me. To me, it seems like it's going to be chaotic to have like all 20 of you, 30 of you in one Zoom meeting asking all these questions. I feel like that's just going to be very stressful. So, let me know though if you think that's a good idea. Right now I'm just answering questions on Remind. So if you do have questions, you can reach out to me on Remind and I will answer those questions. If I've missed you, like, message me again. Like, if I don't message you back, message me again, because y'all, I'm getting like probably 50 messages a day and I get lost. So don't let me forget about you, or don't let me not answer your questions. Like, if I don't get back to you, it's because something happened and I've missed you, whether it's my own kids or what, like right now. Whether it's my own kids or just something happened and I just lost your message, because I've got messages coming in from Google Classroom and messages coming in from Remind, and I just can't keep up with everything. So if I don't get back to you, it's not me ignoring you, it's that I just lost your message. So message me again. I will answer every question, I promise you. Right now I am putting due dates on things, but I am accepting late work without any penalty, because like there's still some people that haven't even gotten on Google Classroom. So I did put some grades in the grade books and sent out some F calls. So I'm hoping that everybody is realizing that school's continuing and will get on here. So if you haven't submitted something and now it's late, go ahead and still submit, because you still get your points for that. Now, eventually, after we've been doing this like 2 and 3 weeks, I won't be as lenient. But for now, I'm being very lenient. So if you do have things that you need to get to me, please submit those and I will get those put in the grade book. Okay, so here we go with today's lesson. We are dealing with a sector, okay? This is going to be our vocabulary section that talks about a sector. So it says, a sector is a section of a circle bounded by a central angle. So a sector is a section of a circle bounded by a central angle. Remember, a central angle has a angle formed with the center of the circle, and it is intercepted, and it is an intercepted arc. Okay, so the intercepted arc is here. This is our sector. Okay, the part that is like shaded. It says, think of a sector as a slice of pizza. Yay, yummy, a slice of pizza. All right, so this would be our sector. That shaded section is a sector. Be quiet, Lily, okay? Then it says, the area of a sector of a circle is a portion of the entire area. So, like, if we found the area of this circle, we would use our area formula. Let me see, where's my formula chart? Okay, so the area of a circle is here on this formula chart. It is pi r squared. So the entire circle is pi r squared. But when we find the area of a sector, we're going to be using this formula at the bottom. Lily, do not touch buttons. No, ma'am. So we're still looking, if you still look at that, it's got your pi r squared right there. So that is still there, but you're multiplying that times x, which is the degree of the central angle, and then dividing that by 360 because the entire circle is 360. So it's just a part of that circle. So what we're doing here is we're going to write that formula there. So area equals x, which is the degree, times pi r squared divided by 360 degrees. So that's your formula. It is on your formula chart. You saw me just show that there. So, I'm sorry, baby. So, if we look at this one, number one, what we're looking for is it wants the area of the shaded section, and then it does say round to the nearest hundredth. So if we look at this first one, it tells us that BC is 16. Well, BC is your radius. Okay, so since that's our radius, we're going to be using that. Our formula is area equals x times pi r squared divided by 360. In this case, x is 51. That's your degree. 51 times pi. The radius is 16 squared divided by 360. Now, depending on what kind of calculator you've got at home, that would kind of determine how you do this. If all you have is like your smartphone, you can definitely use 3.14 for pi, and I would just multiply this in parts. Now, if you've got a graphing calculator or a scientific calculator, you could definitely enter this all in at one time, which is what I'm about to do. I'm going to do the numerator first, 51 times pi times 16 squared. So I'm just entering that numerator in just like it is, pressing enter, and then I'm going to divide that by 360, which gives me 113.94. So the area is 113.94. And it doesn't give us, oh, it does, feet squared. Okay, we're still dealing with square because we're dealing with the area. Make sense? Okay, this one's exactly the same, so I'm not going to work that problem out again. If you got lost, you could always rewind this and go back and watch that again. But you've got to identify the radius. So that would be our radius. This is our angle here, and then you just plug in. Now, same thing with number 3. They gave you JK. JK is your radius. That's your degree. You just plug in. Now, 4 is a little bit different. We're looking for the shaded section, you guys, but the angle that they gave you was for the section that's not shaded, the unshaded, I don't know, I can't talk, section. So we need to find the degree of this. So how are we going to do that? Well, the whole circle is 360. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 360 and I'm going to subtract out 126 because that's the unshaded section. Hey, Lily. Okay, so we are going to do 360 minus 126, and that gives us 234. Okay? 234 is the degree of the shaded section. And I found that by taking it away from 360. Go watch Octonauts. So, once you have that degree, then you can just plug everything in. So the area is going to be our x, which is 234, times pi r, which I can go ahead and plug in. R is going to be 13 squared, all over 360. So this one's all the same. It's all good once you get that 234. So if they give you the other part of your circle, then you would just subtract that from 360 to get that and then plug that in your calculator. Got it? Okay, same thing with this one. They give you that little tiny piece, 42. So again, we would just take 360 and we would subtract out 42. That would give us the entire shaded section. So 360 minus 42 is what gives us 318. Represent, that's our area code. So, and then you could do the formula with that. Now, I'm sure someone's sitting here thinking like, well, could I just find the area of this right here and then take it away from the whole thing? Well, you don't know the area of the entire thing, but you could find it. So then you're dealing with lots of steps. Because to find the area of the whole circle, you would have to do regular pi r squared. So that would give you the entire circle. Then you would have to use the formula for the sector, which is this formula, to get that little white piece of pizza here. Then you would have to subtract. So to me, it makes more sense just to do this basic subtraction right here and then use 318 as what you're plugging in as your x. So then you would just have 318 times pi. The radius is 9 squared all over 360. To me, it's a lot easier just to do that and get your answer moving straight forward. This one gives you the 115, so you're good to go. It gives you 28 as your radius. You just plug into the formula. Okay, on the next page, we see more examples. So like if we look at this one, they give you the 29. ST is a fraction, but again, you're dealing with, it's a decimal, but again, you're giving answers as decimals, so that's not a big deal. Now, if we look at number 8, on number 8, the only thing they give us is this right angle box right here. So because that's a right angle, we know it's 90 degrees. So still, to find the shaded section, you're just going to take 360 and subtract out 90. So 360 minus 90 is 250, right? 360 minus 90 is 270. That's why I use a calculator. So, hold on, y'all. My cell phone's ringing. Okay, sorry, this video is a train wreck, but hopefully you're following along. So we were here on this one where we subtracted out the 90 to get 270, and then you just plug that into your formula. So the area is 270 times pi r, which is 29.5, and then squared all over 360. So this lesson is very much just knowing that formula and knowing who to plug in where. And if they don't give that to you, you just have to subtract from 360 to get it. Like here's one right here, number 10. The unshaded area, the white area, is 341. So to get the little tiny piece of pizza, the sector, you do 360 minus 341. Okay, 360 minus 341 is 19 degrees. So you use 19 degrees to use your formula. Okay? Alright, now the next section says, Lily Jo, get down. Y'all, teaching school and dealing with kids. Okay, find the total area of the shaded region. Round to the nearest tenth. So we are going to have to find the shaded region. Well, we're dealing with 2. But if you remember what we know about angles, they are vertical angles, the ones that kiss on the nose. So if this is 46, this is 46. If HG is 7, then this is 7. Okay, and so what we're dealing with is we're dealing with 2 of them that are exactly the same. So what we're doing is we're just going to be able to do this once and double it, or we could just double our angles. So what we could do is we could just take this 46 right here and multiply that 46 times 2. 46 times 2 is 92. So now we've got 92 total degrees of our circle, okay? Because these are across from each other, but like if I could take this slice of pizza and put it right beside that slice of pizza, then together they would be 92 degrees of the total 360. So that's how we could just do that instead of having to do it once and then multiply. You could just do the multiplication up front. Take that 46, multiply it by 2, that is going to be our x. And then we're multiplying that times pi r, which is 7 squared. That doesn't change. And then divided by 360. So the only thing that's different with this one is that you're including both parts. So we're just taking that degree and multiplying by 2. Then you just plug it in your calculator. So we've got 92 times pi times 7 squared divided by 360. So that is going to be 39.34. The area is 39.34 centimeters squared. Got it? This one is 113, so this one's 113. They're vertical angles. So we just get their sum or multiply by 2. 113 times 2 gives me 226. So of the circle, we are wanting to identify 226 degrees. So we take that 226, we multiply it times pi times the radius. Oh, okay, look, this is important. This is xy. Xy is your diameter. So the whole thing is going to be 30. We don't want the diameter, we want the radius. So how would we find the radius? We would divide by 2. So we take that 30, that means this is 15 and this is 15. So my radius is 15 squared divided by 360. Do the math. Okay. For this one, they give you the 143, so we need to take that and we need to subtract from 180. And why 180? Well, this is a semicircle, okay? Those two together is a semicircle. That would be a straight line all the way across through the center. So AC could represent our diameter, which means this is going to be 180 degrees. So I would just subtract 143 from 180. That gives me 37. So that means this is 37, but so is this. So for the whole circle, I want to know 37 times 2, which is 74. So 74 times pi. What's the radius? So EB, that is the radius. That's from the center to the edge. So that 10.4 is my radius squared divided by 360. I hope y'all are getting this.
Hey, Daddy, get the mom.
Okay, we'll get a snack in just a second. This is 17. This is 17. Again, you've got a semicircle right here. So I'm going to take that 17 away from 180. 180 minus 17 is 163. This is 163. So 163 times 2 is 326. Nearly the whole circle almost, but not. 326 times pi. The radius, RS, is the diameter. So all the way across 43. So we want half of 43. 43 divided by 2 is 21.5. That's my radius squared divided by 360. That would give you your answer. All right, now the last two down here. Okay, so again, this is a semicircle, so you know that this is going to be 180. So 180, and then we have our 58. Okay, so what we do is we simply just put those together. So 180 plus 58 is a total degrees of 238 degrees. That is what we are looking for of the entire 360 degree circle. So then we multiply that times pi, the radius. Okay, they give us JM. JM is the diameter. We only want half of that, which means this is going to be 5 squared divided by 360. Plug it in, get your answer. Okay, now check this one out. So they're telling us, you see this little arc here? They're telling us that all of those arcs are the same. Well, we've learned about central angles and their arcs. If this is 62, this is 62, which means this is 62, so this is 62, this is 62, this is 62. So we know those are 62. Now, nowhere do I see a semicircle, so I can't use my 180 here, but what I know is that the 62s, those 3 slices of pizza, are the only part of the circle that I'm not looking for. So I'm going to take the 360 and I'm going to subtract out 62 3 times. So I'm just going to multiply that times 3. I'm sorry, you can't see that. Okay, so I could just say in my calculator, 360 minus 62 minus 62 minus 62, and just do it 3 times to get the leftover, which would be 174. Or I could say 360 minus 62, hold on, I need to enter that better, 3 times 62, and that would again give me 174. Okay, so my leftover part of the circle is 174. So what I could do then, if I needed to know each of those, is just divide those by 3, and then that would give me each one. But it doesn't really matter. I don't need that information. I just need to know that I'm looking for 174 degrees of this circle. So then I just take that as my x, multiply it times pi. I need the radius. So PC, where's that at? P is the center, C is the edge, so that means 12 is my radius, squared divided by 360. Okay, y'all, this is your lesson on sectors. So as a review, the sector is the portion that is from the center. It has a central angle and its intercepted arc. It's like a slice of the circle, like a pizza. Okay, so it's like a slice of pizza. That is what we call a sector. This is your formula. Make sure you're always using the radius. If they give you the diameter, you take half of that to find the radius. You plug it in your calculator. Okay, so again, this is going to be due on Monday. If you have any questions for me, you can get in touch with me on either Wednesday, Thursday, and then it's going to be due Friday morning. So you've got that time period to get it covered and make sure you've got it going. Then I will give you something else on Friday. So I hope y'all are doing okay. I hope giving you a little bit more time is going to take a little of the stress off of you. Y'all, please communicate with me. Do not get so overwhelmed that you're just totally like so stressed, okay? It's all going to be fine. As long as you're learning, then we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. Miss you guys so much. I hope that y'all are doing well. Stay healthy. Love you.